It takes only one person to infect thousands of people. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that have no symptoms, but they carry the virus.
Working in the National Health Services here, we're quite lucky in the UK that we have well-trained nurses, the frontline staff. As I am a frontline staff myself, we've been working tirelessly to support people who have been affected by COVID-19.
When I witness something I never wish to witness again in my life. I've been with the anesthesia, taking care of the patient, intubating patient and placing them on the ventilator. I know that sickness.
One of the things that I have experienced in this pandemic is physical tiredness. There was a week that I worked for 96 hours straight, and it was just, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. I have bagged a dead body. I have put a tag on the foot of a dead body, of a corpse. I have touched cold bodies. I have been in the room while we're trying to wake a dead body up.
From the stables of the publisher's Echoes Africa magazine comes your favorite TV show, Echoes from the Valley. African story like you've never seen it.
So many of these folks, they see Africa as just one country.
And the woman came to me and she goes, so what color is the flag? I said, what flag? She said, the flag of Africa. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, do I now educate this woman or do I just tell her and move on?
Recorded in locations across Africa and diaspora, it is Africa from African perspective.
These fellows invaded Africa without visas, without passports. And what about? About resources.
Echoes from the Valley. Saturdays, it is time to tell the true African story. Present your own truth.
They are working in our psychology as Africans.
That they don't understand that it was sensationalized for, marketing purposes. But that's exactly why I think people have a misconception of Africa and African people.
The conversation about who's the most African, we're really spending a lot of time on something that really is not that significant. What's significant is what we do.
As governments, as individuals, we have got to tell our stories.
What is your African story? What is your origin and the history? What makes your culture and tradition unique? What are your milestones? Echoes from the Valley. For participation, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
So I've been asking myself, how long we'll continue talking about coronavirus? For a lot of us, it's enough already. But this is the reality we're living in. Is anybody really interested in anything apart from how fast what anybody can do to ensure that this virus disappears? And so we've been doing our research. We found out there's so many angles to this virus, to this pandemic that hasn't even been touched, particularly for our community, the African community. We haven't touched the psychological angle to the effects of this virus. We haven't touched how it affects children, how it would impact the economy regionally, country-wise, states, families. We haven't even scratched the surface. And then again, we haven't even listened as much as we should to the people who are out there every day trying to ensure that this pandemic doesn't take much more people than it has taken. I'm talking about the heroes of this war, the soldiers without gun, as we call them now, who every day risk their lives to save the life of others, risk their lives to ensure that we are safe. Maybe, just maybe, when we listen to them, their experiences, the things they have seen, how it has impacted their lives, just maybe it would change one person's attitude and behavior. Because if that is really achieved, then if just one person changes just from this, then our work would have been worth it. Because we don't even know what else to say. We grumble every day, myself included, how we are indoors, inbound, and we're having cabin fever. We need to go out, we need to be out there, we need to go about our businesses. I had so many things I needed to do this year, so many places, so many countries I was supposed to go. I had appointments in, I couldn't go, and so I'm there, oh Lord. But these people don't even have the luxury of thinking about what they ought to have done or what they should be doing. Every day they wake up, they don't have a choice. They wake up, they go to the hospital, which is the battleground for this COVID. And yet, we are here grumbling. We are here thinking about what we are not able to do. And so many healthcare workers have died from this virus just from trying to save other people's lives. Just maybe when we listen to them, our mindset about this whole thing would change.
I am a registered nurse practicing in New York City. I graduated from School of Nursing, UCH Ibadan, and I came to America, got my master's degree in nursing, and I've been practicing for over 23 years. I'm here today to tell you that over all my years of practicing, this state that we are now has been the worst, which is the state of the pandemic. I'm here to tell us that this pandemic, coronavirus, is real and that we need to take it seriously. It takes only one person to infect thousands of people. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that have no symptoms, but they carry the virus, which is why I'm pleading with us again that we should take it seriously and stay home and follow the social distancing rules, because that's the only way that we can curb this thing. I do understand the economic situation where people want to go out and fend for food and take care of their families. But what I know is that it is somebody that is alive that can go out and fend for food or can continue to cater for their families. It has been of great sadness and disheartening for us nurses and medical team in general. Right now, there is no cure for this virus. We are only treating the symptoms, which is not even the same in everybody. There are people that are coming with cough. There are people that are coming with no fever. There are people that are coming with respiratory distress. There are people that are coming with diarrhea. There are people that are coming with nothing, but they just can't breathe. Which is why there is no way to know how this is, being transmitted. We have an idea. We are treating every one of these cases as contact, isolation for droplets. But still, medical team, personnel, doctors, nurses are dying, despite all their awareness of infection control.
We may all know that Italy has been on lockdown. We have been closed since 2 months. For good 2 months, we have been indoors. We are going nowhere. Nobody's coming in and nobody's going out. And all gatherings have been restricted. Churches, schools, offices, any social gatherings, they have all been restricted. Only health centers and shop for basic necessities are opened. The citizens are really respecting the restrictive rules. Everybody's showing his and her good manners in one way or the other to make sure the infection go down. How did we come to the lockdown? Because Italy counted more than 200,000 positive cases. As at now, we have more than 200,000 positive cases and more than 27,000 deaths. It is scary. Really, really scary. I'm afraid for my life, for my family, and above all, for my fatherland. Today, everybody seems like a suspect to me. I don't know who's carrying the COVID-19. So because of that, my people, we have to protect ourselves and our family. If you think that you have come in contact with an infected person, please quarantine yourself. Quarantine yourself for at least 2 weeks before you go back to your loved ones. Don't put the life of your loved ones on risk. The Italian system has an ultimate health center. The national health system is really working fine, but they had a lot of challenges in this period.
As governments, as individuals, we have got to tell our stories.
What is your African story? What is your origin and the history? What makes your culture and tradition unique? What are your milestones? Echoes from the Valley. For participation, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
I live in the UK, I work and live in the UK. I work for the National Health Services, which is the NHS. I just want to bring awareness about this coronavirus pandemic to our fellow Nigerians, Africans, and diaspora, and to raise awareness that coronavirus is real. COVID-19 is killing my colleagues, my co-workers who have been through this illness, who have been tested positive, and they're struggling at home, trying to cope with this deadly disease is affecting their lungs. So I want to bring awareness that working in the National Health Services here, we're quite lucky in the UK that we have well-trained nurses, the frontline staff, as I am a frontline staff myself. We've been working tirelessly to support people who have been affected by COVID-19. So I want to raise awareness of fellow Nigerians to please listen to the advice given. Stay home and save life. Stay home, protect your children. I understand that if those of you who are self-employed, who are petty traders, you need to go out and find food. But please wear simple masks, wear hand gloves, wear something that will protect you from this deadly virus. Listen that this coronavirus is a serious thing. Please listen to the advice given by the television, by World Health Organization, by health ministers, and comply with the simple rules of staying home and maintaining social distances. Keep yourself safe.
I have 2 more hours to get off work. I am working a 16-hour shift right now. I have 2 more hours to get off work. So, number one of the things that I have experienced in this pandemic is physical tiredness. There was a week that I worked for 96 hours straight, and it was just, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. I have bagged a dead body. I have put a tag on the foot of a dead body, of a corpse. I have touched cold bodies. I have been in the room while we're trying to wake a dead body up. What I saw this time, watching people just drift away, was something else. Really, it was something else. It was just painful. It was like, whoa. And that brings me to my second point, is that it brought me to a spiritual awakening I realized that there's something that's higher than me. Of course, I've always known that, but you can't go through this situation and not think that there is something that is in control. There is something that is higher. There is something that is bigger. You just can't. You can't go through this situation without, because I finally got to a place through the pandemic, through this COVID, where I'm like, God is real, y'all. Like, He is. I mean, an absolute shutdown where your money can't even do anything. That's what this whole COVID thing has taught me. Number 3, I have learned a lot of empathy. Of course, being in this profession, like, you will have a level of empathy, but the wealth of my empathy has been deepened. It's to a very different depth. And just watching a man gasping for breath and coughing, and even to cough is painful. And then you go there the next day and the person is not in the room. It does something to you. If you've ever lost a parent and you took care of that parent, you know that feeling. Like, it does something to you. My mother had cancer, and I was her caregiver, so I know that thing that just does something to you, And so now doing it with hundreds of patients on a daily basis in 3 different facilities, it has done something for me, not to me, but for me. My empathy level is on a different level. And in a way, I kind of thank God that He used this to bring me to this point. I shock myself at the stuff that I can take now. Because, like, if you're looking at dead bodies every day, and you're bonding with people on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, the person's gone, it does something for you. This pandemic taught me that. Whatever you do it with all of your heart. You throw yourself into it. You throw all of you into it because you committed to it. You said that you were going to do it, so you got to bring all of you into it. You can't go in it haphazard. It's just like a marriage. Like, you throw yourself in it, all of it, all of you. So this pandemic has taught me that. My appreciation for family now is on another level. Having patients call me and beg me to please can I see my dad? Please can I? And I'm having to tell them no, you can't. Because the building is not safe. It's not safe for you, and it's not safe for them. It's very, very painful having to hear a daughter or hearing a son not knowing if if their father is gonna die in their absence. It's very painful watching family members bring food and dropping it and leaving it at the front desk, and them walking away, and and like, to them, like, oh my God, I really hope it's not the last time. It's something else. I thank God for this opportunity that He has given me to serve. And I would not trade it for anything. If it had to take all of this drama to get me to be still in my life, then it's worth it. And I could see that it's worth it in a lot of people's lives. And sometimes, like, sacrifices do have to be made for structure to be put in place, mind, soul, and body.
Echoes from the Valley. Saturdays. It is time to tell the true African story. Present your own truth.
They are working in our psychology as Africans.
That they don't understand that it was sensationalized for, marketing purposes. But that's exactly why I think people have a misconception of Africa and African people.
The conversation about who's the most African, we're really spending a lot of time on something that really is not that significant. What's significant is what we do.
As governments, as individuals, we have got to tell our stories.
What is your African story? What is your origin and the history? What makes your culture and tradition unique? What are your milestones? Echoes from the Valley. For participation, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
We see people are still attending parties. It's really risky. You're risking your life and that of others. In New York here, there's a party that was held at some time in New York. Half of them died from coronavirus. And I see people still go to barbing salons and all that. It's real. Some barbers died from it. Please, guys, there's time for everything. At the end of it all, you can look good. But for now, take the necessary precautions to stay safe. We love you all. Please, please stay safe. Don't give the health workers too much stress. Please, Nigerians, please take it serious. COVID-19 is real.
If you don't take it serious, if you don't want your life, most of your family members need you. And we in New York City as well, we need our family members way back home in Nigeria. So please stay safe. Avoid crowded areas. Stay safe and make sure you wash your hands, which is very necessary. And when you have a symptom like you have a cough, you have headache, when you try to use some medication, it's not working, call the helpline of the country that is going to help in resolving this issue.
Witness something I never wish to witness again in my life. I've been with the anesthesia, taking care of the patient, intubating patient and placing them on the ventilator. I know that sickness, wherever it comes from, is not something that should visit humanity again. I see a situation whereby I look at my patient, place them on the ventilator, and few hours, few minutes later, they died. Not one, not two, not three, not four. People die like flies. I'm not saying this to scare you, but I just want you to take this so serious. It's not an experience you want to witness. People's family in the hospital are there. They couldn't even visit them. Some of them that survived it, they couldn't take them home because the family are not ready to receive them, so that it don't spread across to every other family members. People died. We are using truck. They are using frozen truck as a morgue. My Nigerians, please, I beg in the name of God. I believe in prayer. I'm a prayerful person. I'm a pastor. But by career, I'm a therapist, respiratory therapist. I witness this life every day. We count deaths in tens, sometimes 100. Please, make sure you keep distance. Wash your hand properly. Anything you touch, wash your hand. Put your hand sanitizer in your pockets. Put on mask if you have to go out. Keep social distancing. Do everything possible to keep your family safe. Because if one person gets in the family, it spreads across. They say it's droplets. We don't know what it is. But it's more severe than the way we thought it is. And those of you know, in America, we have a lot of medical equipment to take care of people, yet thousands of people died. What of Nigeria, where we don't have all those things? Please, I beg you in the name of God, pastors, do online service till this problem is over. Church members, I know we love gathering, we love party. Let's just answer up for now and let's make sure we do everything possible to keep our family safe. If it affects you, it's going to affect us because you are our family. You are the only people we are coming back home to meet. Some of you are coming to America to meet us. If we lose you to coronavirus, how can we take it? So please, I beg you, wash your hand, get hand sanitizer, put on your mask, give yourself 6 feet distance, and protect your family. If you feel sick, call your health worker, your hospital, let them come and help you. I beg you. You can have comedy, whatever way you like, but please let your mind take it serious.
We need to take it serious. That's what they say. That's what all the experts have said. We need to take it serious. But I'm not even going to go there because they have said everything that needs to be said for this episode. I'm just so full of gratitude for the sacrifices this group of people have done all over the world, all the healthcare workers all over the world, the sacrifices they have made, risking their lives every day. And that's why we're dedicating this episode to them. And when I decided to do this, I called on someone who I know is so selfless and appreciative of what the healthcare workers are doing, what they have done, and what we know they will continue to do. And I told him, I'm like, can you do a song, an original song? I don't want anything that's been played before, just from the heart. Do something for them, just so we appreciate them this period. And in less than 5 hours, he sent me this song by Michael White, dedicated to the soldiers without gun, the soldiers of the COVID-19 pandemic, the healthcare workers. We call them the frontline workers, the frontliners who are out there every day risking their lives to save ours.
Soldiers without God, our hero, there's a battle in the world that needs no guns and battleships. No guns, no battleships. There's a fight going on right now. Only the brave can stand and confront it. That's what you've been doing at these frightening times. That's what you've been facing at these trying times. Soldiers without guns marching to the battlefields to restore communities. We call you heroes. Soldiers without guns, soldiers without guns, marching to the battlefield, to restore communities. We call you heroes, heroes of this world. We salute you all, heroes of the world. Soldiers without guns, soldiers without guns. We say thank you, for being there, for staying there every time. Soldiers without guns, we salute you all. Thank you for your brave work. Yes. Thank you for your dedication. We appreciate you. Thank you all.